Hello there, everybody. This is Alex from Hardcore Guides, being my guide for Transformers Devastation on Prime difficulty. Today we're doing Chapter 7 entitled Legacy. We're of course doing the Sideswipe campaign, and this is the final chapter of the entire game. Yes, it's very, very short, and which is why, doing videos like this is not really too bad. This is probably the longest chapter you'll have to deal with. It took me about 20 minutes, and you'll see why. Which, yeah, Devastator and Minosaur, there you go. But anyway, most of your fights are going to be 90% of just arena fights. No, all of them are arena fights, mostly, in this chapter. Well, yeah, every fight is, yeah, but, like, what am I trying to say? Most of this level is just fighting. It's just constant fighting at this point, so this is going to be the true test of valor, whether or not you're going to be able to get through it or not. So, the first wave, not anything too special, regular ground soldiers, but of course the big versions of them, and easy enough. These guys, nothing. They don't do much in terms of being too difficult to deal with. And I got, as you can see, decent rank, SS. I do kind of wish that no damage and, well, I kind of wish that no damage would give you a straight SS no matter what, just like Metal Gear Rising, but it's not the same. They try to do, like, the Bayonetta rules of, like, having various different things that you have to do to unlock your fucking, double S ranks. That's why we're not probably going to ever do double S ranks yet, or, I don't know when. Maybe we might do them at some point, but I wouldn't count on it, though. I wouldn't count on it. I'm not that great at the game, so maybe one day, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. I still kind of want to do Metal Gear Rising S ranks, though, because I've done that before. I've beaten it before, but not done a guide of it S ranked, so maybe someday in the future. But yeah, second wave Seekers, nothing too hard, because again, Seekers are for the most part just obnoxious because they have range, but other than that, they're not that bad to deal with because you just ramp up on them and there you go. Focus time, right? That's what it's called? Focus? I think so, because I remember it always starting with an F, but I couldn't remember what the hell the name of it was. Oh well, who cares? So, focus time, or witch time, we'll call it, because it's easier that way. I think I need to go play some Beautiful Joe after this. I need to play some fucking more Clover games, because, goddamn. I recently just beat God Hand for a Let's Play on my main channel. Turd Monkey 1497, for those who are curious. I've beaten God Hand before, yeah, but I'm saying, like, I did it as a Let's Play, so there's that, which is pretty fun. But yeah, in this fight, mission number 3, of course, now we gotta deal with Motor Master. I didn't even know he was there. I honestly did not know he was there. Hell, even watching this video back again, it's like, yeah, I didn't even see him. I wasn't even paying attention. I was too busy dealing with ground soldiers. So for this fight in particular, take out ground soldiers, mostly. Just get rid of them. Get them off your ass. And if for some reason Motor Master is there and you want to bully him, then go right on ahead. Because bullying Motor Master is relatively simple and pretty straightforward. If you happen to see a health bar anywhere, attack it. Because that's most likely an enemy near you. Because I thought that was Bumblebee for like a second when I was playing it, but then it was like, wait a minute, Bumblebee doesn't have a health bar I can see. That's not Bumblebee. Yeah, he may be yellow, but that's not Bumblebee. So, yeah, Motor Master, again, easy to bully. All you gotta do is just combo him in midair, and then use the loudspeaker. He's one of the only bosses I can think of that can be bullied this hard. He's the only one I can see that happening to. He's just so kind of weak. It's weird. But anyway, so the Combiner Decepticons, you have to fight, I believe, all of them, because the only combiners that are in this are Minosaur and, Devastator. But you do fight all the Constructicons at once. They did lower their damage down, which is nice. But yeah, you do fight all the Constructicons at once, and then for the Minosaur ones, I think you fight them all in different arenas. That's how I would do it. If I'm not mistaken, I think we fight all of them, because I'm pretty sure we fight Blitzwing, I think it's also a part of Minosaur, I believe. You should be. But anyway, mission 4, once again, big ground soldiers, regular small ground soldiers. It's all just arena fights. It's not anything special. There's nothing new I can add to this entire thing. So, yeah. Also, do keep in mind, I don't think the game really tells you. I don't remember if they did or not. They might. But there are different combos besides just mashing square and triangle. You can do the pause combos, if anybody knew that or not. I don't do it very often because for a game like this, on Prime difficulty? Yeah, fuck no. I'm hitting buttons. I am hitting as many as I can, as much as I can. I'm not worried about trying to do like a specific combo or anything like that. I just need to get hits in. Which could be, you know, something somebody might say like, well, that's pretty bad because, you know, you're supposed to be really good this game. Well, not necessarily. I don't have to be that good, but like you'd think people might think that. And they're not necessarily wrong. Like, it would be nice to know more about this stuff and know every combo and what's, you know, optimal and what works with what and where, however. But I don't know. You know, I'm fine with just playing the game. You know, I'm fine with how I do things. So I'll try to maybe next time learn them a bit more and just see if I can get them incorporated to do better potential guide stuff. But until then, it's just going to be basic combos here on out. But yeah, you can do like square, square, pause, square. Oh my gosh, I remember when I was a kid. Oh my god, I remember when I was a kid, I played Devil May Cry for like the first time, and the game told me like, oh yeah, just hit like triangle, triangle, pause, triangle, 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 or something, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean pause the game? And I kept trying that. Oh man, I was stupid back then. I'm sure a lot of people fell for that too. By the way, bombshells are nothing here. They just explode eventually. You can let your team take care of them. Also, your teammates can't die. If your teammates do die, they drop health that you can pick up. And on top of that, you can just press circle over them and then pick them up later. You'll see that happen, I think, in the Constructicon or Devastator Minosaur fight, whichever one it was. But yeah, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. I used to think that way. I used to think literally that you had to pause the game because I didn't understand that concept at all, because I was kind of new to those types of hack and slash games. I played God of War first, which ruined me a lot, I guess you could say. Alright, onward to mission 8. So apparently I died here, which is a bad sign. I must have died to something. I don't know what I died to, because there's definitely a cut. But anyway, you have Seekers, and you have the Red Seeker variants, which have the shields on. And this is where things are going to get much more obnoxious. So I'd say focus on at least breaking the shields of the red ones, if not just taking them out entirely. Because to be fair, they are kind of weak sauce. They're not exactly the strongest type anyway, so they're fine. The more so like grayish black variants seem to be the tankier ones, and yeah, the red ones, like I said, just focus on them, take out their shields, take out their health, and just annihilate them. Of course, even though I did a pretty good job at not taking much damage, I still don't get rewarded much anyway. So, frankly, that's just not very cool. That's just not a cool thing to have, honestly. So next up is Skywarp and Thundercracker. They're basically just Seeker boss fights. Think of them like you're fighting Starscream, but without the hassle of Starscream's truest issue of, you know, flying around being an annoying little ass. Starscream, I feel like, does that way more often than these guys. These guys usually just kind of either get hit out of it because your teammates will deal something with them, or or they'll just, you know, go for like a fly. They'll shoot a few times and then they'll just pop back out. So they're not that troublesome. They're basically just bigger variants of Seekers. That's pretty much it at this point. If worse comes to worse, Loudspeaker knocks them out of their transformed state, so that works too. If you really wanted to. But other than that, yeah, just basic, simple boss fight. They don't have a lot of health. They're not too hard to take down. You can stun them. You can kind of somewhat bully them a little bit. They're kind of harder to bully because of the fact that they will transform into a jet, and they'll take off when they do a parry, or reflect, I should say. So, there's that. I don't remember exactly how to do parries in this game. I think it's back to forward whenever an enemy is about to attack you. I think so. I did it on accident a couple times, but... Well, I didn't do the parry. I did the reflection, actually. But I know in Bayonetta, I think it's, yeah, toward the enemy before they attack you. And it's something that I've never really been too good at, especially in Slave Zero X. Which I do plan on getting the original game at some point, by the way. I actually liked Slave Zero X quite a bit, and I thought it was pretty fun. And I wouldn't mind playing the original Dreamcast version. I know they're, like, so different and so separate from each other, but I still wouldn't mind at least, you know, going back and trying out the original game. So, next fight. I keep saying so a lot. I know, I'm bad with that. Next fight, you're going to be fighting all the Constructicons. My best advice for you here is either try to eliminate one at a time to get them away from the party. Try to focus on one. Hope that, your teammates can at least get the other 5 to be focused on them instead of you. But if you wanted my best advice, I would say take out Mixmaster. He's the one spreading around the green shit. Him, specifically, is going to be the worst thing to have to deal with in this entire fight. Oh yeah, by the way, it's not Hooker, it's Hook. So, sorry. Because I thought, Scrapper, Mixmaster, with an R at the end, I thought it would be that way. But I guess they probably didn't name it that probably because of Hooker, But, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, Mixmaster is somebody you want to at least focus on at some point in time because he's just going to run around the field and just spray everything around. He's really obnoxious. And yeah, if your teammates do go down, like you saw right there, they will drop health for you, which is very nice. So, in all technicality, just keep beating these guys down. And if you need help that bad, just save one of them around on the field if you see them. And eventually go over there and go grab some. But, for picking up health, I wouldn't recommend going out of your way to go do it right in the middle of combat. Like, if you have a chance to do it, if you can get into focus time, then go for it. But if you can't, then I wouldn't worry about it too much. Because at the end of the day, taking these guys out without getting hit is a better option than going to pick up health and then getting hit and getting killed for it. So, and I tried picking, I think it was Wheeljack that was down. I tried picking him up, but I can't do it in transform state, so that's kind of my fault. I do think that you have iframes if you do pick them up, though, so it's not really a bad thing to do. I just never ended up doing it because, these guys are too aggressive and just way too on my ass to deal with that. But yeah, these are the somewhat non-boss forms of them, so they technically have a bit less health to deal with. Mainly because, there's 6 of them at once. I don't think, Platinum Games wanted you to feel too defeated having to fight 6, health bars at once. Which probably would have gotten annoying. I also probably would have got annoying seeing them. They might actually have the same amount of health as they did before, but they're basically, in all essence, a non-boss form of themselves. But yeah, like I said, my best advice is if you're lucky enough, you can get them grouped up and you can blow them with the ultimate attack, which is very helpful. But constant dodging, trying to get one away from the group, that's one thing you can try for, but that doesn't work all the time. That's not a 100% guarantee. It's not perfect advice, but yeah, again, I think my best advice literally was just beat up Mixmaster because he's the status enemy of the group, and you don't want to have to, get hit by that green sludge stuff, which does damage, by the way, and stuns you. It's really obnoxious. You don't want to have to deal with that crap. So anyway, after you beat them down, make sure you defeat Devastator, because I don't think there's a checkpoint here. I think you're stuck having to fight everybody again and then fight Devastator. But you fought Devastator 3 times. That Devastator should just, in theory, be relatively simplistic. For those that might not have known or might have skipped ahead, basically for Devastator, just kind of stay to his side. You're not going to be getting a lot of headshots for this fight because, unless you're lucky enough to actually get up there and get him, I would just suggest staying to his left or right leg. On the side of the leg, by the way, because if you're underneath his legs, like you're in the middle of his legs, he will go for a grab. It will do a ton of damage. It won't kill you, but it'll knock you down to really low health, and it's not worth dying over that. But then eventually, once you knock him down to half health, you should get a checkpoint here. Yeah, you're checkpointed here, but now you gotta fight Minosaur and Devastator. And Devastator is easier to take down than Minosaur, but this really is just a case of attrition. This is just a case of dodging constantly. You need to be in constant dodge because Minosaur's here, and he's just going to bug the shit out of you. Always launching stuff, and, Devastator's always launching things too. But yeah, basically just mash the hell out of dodge every chance you get. You can only fight during focus time. That's your best opportunity. And the other big thing too is you want to go for focus attacks as much as you can. If you do a combo and then you dodge in that said combo, you can eventually land a final hit that lets you go into vehicle attack mode, which is very important. That's something that's going to help you out big time, tremendously with this. But the idea here, again, is you're trying to build up as much stuff as you can for your ultimate attack, so that way you could just do at least a decent bit of damage. You want to always just constantly be doing vehicle attacks, always be dodging all the time, non-stop. You need to be mashing the hell out of dodge, because this is a very, very strenuous fight. And I would also suggest focusing primarily on Devastator. You can take down Minosaur if you want, because you're eventually going to have to take him down anyway. But Devastator's already half health. You might as well just get rid of him and just, deal with Minosaur by himself alone. And even if you do take down Minosaur to half health, I don't think it gives you a checkpoint. If you die in Minosaur at any point in time in this fight, you will have to start at least that Devastator on half health fight again. It sucks. This one took way too long. I think it was 20 extra minutes of wasted time trying to fight this fucking fight. But yeah, they're basically the same as they were before. Like, Minosaur is going to launch out these electric balls, use them to your advantage to get focus time going, to get witch time. And just, again, you see how I'm just constantly dodging. That's just the thing I do. Also, whenever you do a secondary vehicle attack, or even just a vehicle attack in general, sometimes it's not the safest thing to do, but if you want to get out of vehicle mode pretty quick, you hitting X, like jumping out of it, is something that I sometimes do to kind of like cancel out of a vehicle attack. As you can see right there, it's pretty quick, but it's still kind of just dangerous to do. Although, actually, to be fair, I think that was just more of like just a regular attack, actually. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing it, but it's something that I found that you could theoretically do, is jump cancels. But I'd suggest against it. I'd suggest just mashing the hell out of it and dodging as much as you can. And somehow, I don't even know how, but I got double S rank for that, which is just ridiculous. I'm surprised I even got that. So now on to the Megatron fight. This is the final Megatron fight for your character specific. And after this is, of course, Optimus. So Megatron, he's not exactly as easy as he was in the first few fights. He's got a few new things to his, arsenal. This time he turns into a tank. He's got that cool mace whip ball thing that he does, which is pretty badass. And, of course, you got the fire, too. I think the fire can be dodged from and caused focus time for, but I would still just suggest not going near the fire at all. And the typical thing I'm going to do here is the same old-fashioned combo of trying to get him into loudspeaker to get him into stun, and then just doing combos to keep him in the air, and then just continue the loudspeaker. And if he happens to run away, I'm just going to keep comboing him anyway because he deserves it. He deserves to get his ass beat pretty hard at this point. All the shit he's caused me, yeah, he just get beaten down a peg. So once he starts getting down to like half health, or at least I think a third, I forget exactly which one it was, but he'll start to send out more fire. Well, I don't think it's him doing it. It's just the planet itself is just kind of breaking anyway. So yeah, he'll start to send, fire coming like in droves. But just keep your cool. Always be in constant dodge. When you're out of focus time, you always want to be dodging or at least going for vehicle attacks. That's the best best advice I can give you for that. Because really, what this game narrows down to is literally just constant dodging, constant just hitting and stuff, and hoping you don't get hit either. I got really lucky there too, because I about bit the bullet, but I had no health left. I don't get any more health after this, unless you count, playing Optimus Prime. The same thing happens to him, too. Like, I get on the very last part of the health. You can mash square or circle. It doesn't matter which one. I don't know why they don't... I don't think they cared, to be honest. But you had to mash circle at least twice here. This stuff's pretty cool and all. Like, don't get me wrong. I've always kind of liked this stuff. But after playing God Hand, it's like, oh, man. I don't think I want to see another button masher again. Because, holy crap. So now onto the real true fight. Now this one's a little bit more tougher because Optimus has a slower dodge to it. But, just keep in mind, just be careful of that, especially when you haven't played Optimus the entire playthrough, right? You gotta get used to how Optimus plays again. And I think I have on just the regular energy sword that, I have the same weapons I had for Sideswipe anyway, so it's all kind of fine. This giant orb thing right here, if you start, going near Megatron while he's doing it and start just mashing dodge, you can eventually just dodge away from it and get that focus time going. So there you go. Now don't forget, like I did, that Optimus only has one vehicle attack, so bear that in mind as well if you're playing Bumblebee or Sideswipe, because once you come to Optimus you're like, wait a minute, why can I not double attack? Well, that's because Optimus does kind of roughly about the same damage, I would say, as like the two vehicle hit attacks. And of course, with Megatron, it's the same thing as it always kind of was, especially in the last fight. You want to just hit him and then go for a vehicle attack and then go into like loudspeaker to kind of put him in stun and get some more damage going. and practically get that golden circle of combos going. You know what I mean? Like, just continuous hitting and then putting them into stun and then vehicle attack, that kind of thing. Or combo, vehicle attack, loudspeaker. Or loudspeaker whenever you get the chance. And then after that, it's just mash circle from here on out and you're pretty much done. So there you go. And yeah, that's the end of Sideswipe. It took me a long time to finally do it. I tried doing it once before. I think I recorded all 7 videos and then I deleted them because it wasn't perfect enough. I know. I've changed. I've changed quite a bit. Now it's like, dude, just get them out. You know, you got to get this stuff finished. So anyway, we'll go over some specifics real quick. I don't want to keep you guys here for much longer. So yeah, basically the thing I can talk about right now is next up is Wheeljack. Next up for Transformers is Wheeljack, and after that's Grimlock, and then it's the entire characters campaign. So we're almost done. My plan is to change my ways of doing things. I'm going to come back for Hardcore, and we're going to do another guide of a different game, which probably might end up being God of War again. Maybe. Possibly. Continuing the God of War stuff. Because we're almost done with the main stuff for God of War, and then after that we have, like, the Neo God of Wars. So take a wild guess as to what's next for God of War. That's right. Well, yeah, Ghost of Sparta. So we'll probably come back and do that, maybe. I don't know if that'll be the first one. It depends on my mood at the time, so we'll see what I do. And then probably after I do the next guide, I'll do, like, Transformers, and then I'll do another guide, and then I'll do Transformers again, another guide, Transformers again. So I think the whole, like, having to do 3 different guides between a franchise, I might not do that anymore. I don't know yet. We'll see. Things can change. You guys know how it is. Other than that, I will be taking a break for at least potentially 3 months or so, give or take, 2 to 3 months. It is now currently March 1st, and I should be back around probably, I don't know, like June 2nd, June 1st, give or take. Not even, no, like June 4th, June 5th, actually, now that I think about it, because I'm going to be gone for the whole weekend. I'm going to be gone May 30th. I'm going to be gone for the whole weekend and come back on Monday or so. Well, I'll be back on Sunday, but I'm taking Monday off as well. So maybe I might continue stuff then. But I have plenty of other things I need to be doing on my other stuff. I'm taking a break from mainline stuff like hardcore and main Let's Plays. But co-op stuff is going to continue on the main channel. So there's that. You can find a link in the description for main channel stuff. Other than that, difficulty-wise, yeah, I'd still say about either 2 out of 10 or 3 out of 10. Sideswipe is not nearly as hard. It's definitely not anything too bogus. What did I say that for? It's nothing too crazy. I could say that. So I'd say maybe 2 or 3 out of 10 difficulty. I don't know. He's about the same as Bumblebee, which Bumblebee I gave like a 3 out of 10 for some reason. But for Sideswipe, no, he's not too bad. I mean, yeah, Devastator and Minotaur are annoying, but once you've learned the game, once you get it, the game becomes, basically just mash the game, and it's kind of a lot easier that way, I guess. So, yeah, I'd say either 2 or 3. I don't know. I'll probably give it like a 3 seems too high, doesn't it? But I'll probably give it a 3 just because I think there's other games that deserve a 2 for that. And that's in terms of difficulty out of 10, not how good the game is, because it's very good. That's in terms of difficulty out of 10. But anyway, with that being said, I don't know exactly what the next guide is, but I'd say expect maybe sometime after May, we'll probably come back and do some more stuff. I know it's a long time, I get it, but if you want to see me do more stuff, on like more content, recommend checking out the main channel. And then on top of that, I have plenty of other guides on the channel right now that you can go check out if you wanted to. If you wanted to hear my beautiful voice again, because I've done plenty of them. Dread, Vanquish, Bayonetta, BioShock, all BioShock stuff. So those are definitely worth checking out if you haven't. And the other Transformers too, so there's that. Anyway, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next guide. And as always, take care, everybody.